Let's get into it. Hello. Yeah, cheesy opening. I need to work on my opening. It's normally just Kano's phrase. Hello, baby. Did you miss me? But yeah, I need to work on my opening, as well as the middle and as well as the end. So, okay, right. So we've got a few people in already. Lou's in. Hi, Lou. Thanks for coming in. And King Sayo, the regulars. Oi, oi. Watching. What's that? Sayo says watching a football game, but gotta drop by. Yeah, that's fine. Drop by. This is always going to be here. I'm going to get into a subject of Kung Lao from the 2021 movie. Some people seem to still feel a bit salty that he died. But you got to think about it. He wasn't in the first game. He was in the second game. So if you're going to have him in this first movie, how can you get rid of him for the tournament, but then have him in the second film? If you get what I mean? Like the second tournament, the Outworld tournament. There's got to be a way to bring him back. So I'm going to get into how they could bring him back. There's a few ways. It's not just as simple as, kill Shang Tsung and his soul can go back into his body. It's not that simple. There's a few ways they could do this. Now, the movie has already brought forward characters from later storylines in the game. So they're going to change an awful lot. So one of the changes is going to be how can they set up the story of Kung Lao's return? So I was looking back to the games of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance had the likes of Shang Tsung and Quan Chi teaming up, coming up with a plan. We need to get rid of Shao Kahn, and we need to get rid of Liu Kang. That way, they can then start their, rounds of dominance, I should say. So, as they dealt with Shao Kahn, which was a clone, they decided to go after Liu Kang. And, that ended up pretty well for Liu Kang, I guess. So, Shang Tsung broke Liu Kang's neck with the help of Quan Chi. And his body was dead, but his spirit was taken by Shang Tsung. So when we move forward into the next game, which was Deception, it was the return of the Dragon King. I'm not going to get into that story, but Quan Chi and Shang Tsung were fighting Raiden, and they defeated Raiden. But then the Dragon King come, and they decided that, he's a greater evil than all of you. So all three of them decided to attack the Dragon King, Onaga. During that time, Raiden decided to set off an electrical bomb, which was a sacrifice, basically. And his sacrifice was in vain. The only people that were killed was himself, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi. And Onaga was just too powerful. He wasn't even a scratch on him. But with the explosion and the death of Shang Tsung, come the release of all of his souls. And one of those souls was Liu Kang. The soul of Liu Kang. And he was just roaming the plains of existence, not knowing what to do. And for all we know, he could have been spying on Katana. For all we know. But with the death of Raiden, with the suicide of Raiden, when he reformed, he wasn't himself. Some people call him the corrupt Raiden, but you could say he was just out of himself. And he decided that he weren't going to play by the goody-goody rules. And he was just going to threaten everybody. If you're going to come and attack Earth, I'm going to attack you first, and I'm going to make sure that you're never going to lay a finger on Earthrealm. So he needed someone to be his enforcer, and his enforcer was the resurrected body of Liu Kang. Now, the resurrected body of Liu Kang basically was a zombie, and it was a body without a soul. So you've got the soul of Liu Kang, and you've got the zombie body of Liu Kang. Raiden was off doing his thing, and Liu Kang was basically doing his thing, beating up and killing anybody, uncontrollable, definitely not himself. And in the end, when it come to a certain ending, I forgot whose ending it was, but what was it? Cutting long story short, they needed to fuse the body with the soul. So there was a battle between the soul of Liu Kang and the body of Liu Kang. And someone done some magic. I think it was Ermac. I can't remember. But, no, Nightwolf. Was it Nightwolf? Could be. And basically they fused them back together. It was the body and soul was fused back together, which led to the reliving of Liu Kang. But I think that was a non-canon story, because as we know, Armageddon didn't go any further than that. It just reverted back in time again. So, so the fusion. You had the fusion, and we never heard anything after this. So, when it comes to the Mortal Kombat movie, the new movie, in a sequel, I think they should play with this concept. The concept of Kung Lao's soul escaping from Shang Tsung's body somehow. I'll get into it later. And they could have it reunite with the body of Kung Lao, and then Kung Lao can come back for another sequel, the Outworld Tournament. Could, but that's just one way of going about it. The soul theory, I will keep. Shang Tsung still needs to relinquish the soul. Shang Tsung still needs to be either defeated or killed for the soul to be released. What's he say? What's he say? Lou says they did that with Legends. Kung Lao wasn't in the first one, but was in Battle of the Realms and took what? Yeah. I get what you mean. That's it. Yeah. And Screen Fu has come back. He's come in. All right, my man. Thanks for coming in. I know it's in Australia and it's probably very late. You probably got work or something. I don't know. Unless you've got the day off. But thanks for dropping in. So, getting back to Kung Lao. There's ways they can go about this. Now, do they want to have him in the sequel, in the next sequel, as a somewhat protagonist? And I'll get into that. Or do they want him to be left as a tease for another sequel? So I'm going to get into the protagonist side of it first. They could have the body of Kung Lao be revived by, say, Quan Chi, and roaming around like Liu Kang did as a soulless zombie. They could do that. That way, they could have a battle between Liu Kang and Kung Lao later on, and it could be, when Liu Kang doesn't want to hurt, he still feels like he can save Kung Lao. but he doesn't want to destroy the body. He can't destroy the body because it's still tethered to his soul somewhat. So he doesn't want to sever that link. So he can't destroy his body. But Zombie Kung Lao is just really, really dangerous. It's like Quan Chi's just like revived the body with a little bit of essence, of evil essence. And, you know, it's just tearing through everybody. So if you go through the zombie side of it, it could work. Instead of having the storyline for Liu Kang later on, they could bring the story forward and give it to Kung Lao. So by giving it Kung Lao, it still keeps Kung Lao in the story, keeps him relevant, and it also gives Liu Kang a goal to defeat Shang Tsung to get his soul back. That would be Liu Kang's goal, to get the soul back into Kung Lao's body and stop Kung Lao from, you know, tearing it up. And, you know, he wants his cousin back. Well, he's not a blood cousin, but you know what I mean. He's Wushu cousin. So that's one way. There's another way, if they really want to bring the story forward from the latest games, and that's again, have Quan Chi involved, but make Kung Lao even more dangerous, and have him not a zombie but a revenant. Have Kung Lao be a revenant. It brings the story forward. It also drops more seeds of Quan Chi and Shinnok. It drops them seeds to grow later on for more potential sequels. So there we go. Here's another path. They're already bringing stories forward that could bring this one forward. So I reckon have the body of Kung Lao be resurrected and be the host of another demon to make Kung Lao a revenant. Now, they don't need the souls to be a revenant. If you look at the games of Smoke wasn't Smoke. He was an Emra. It was a different being. So, again, move the stories forward. Have Quan Chi imbue a soul or a demon spirit into the body of Kung Lao and have him be the revenant of Kung Lao. The revenant of Quan Chi, sorry. And that way, you can really make Kung Lao dangerous. And have him speak, have him be very daring and cheeky. And again, you can have him be on the side of Shang Tsung, but we still need the storyline there. So the storyline would be have Raiden or a Night Wolf. This would be good. Have Night Wolf talk about the spirits live in the body and they can return if led to the right body in time. And he needs to tell Liu Kang that the only way to get the body back is to weaken Shang Tsung to the point where he can't hold on to the souls anymore. The souls within him, there's some souls within Shang Tsung that are still strong enough fighting to be released, which is why Shang Tsung needs fresh souls to hold that power, hold the spirits within him to remain, I'm going to say, immortal or ageless. So that will come into it later. So it gives Liu Kang and the new movie a storyline going forward for Liu Kang. He's on a journey not just to save Earth and you know, from Outworld, but also the extra oomph to getting to release Kung Lao's spirit. So it's a nice little, not a side story, because the main story is the tournament, but we're following Liu Kang. So to have Liu Kang have his own story, so he don't really care about the tournament itself. He just wants to get to Shang Tsung. He wants to make him release the soul of Kung Lao. And you could have in the film where it kind of overwhelms him so much that he's losing focus and he's almost losing fights. He's almost losing fights. But then later on, he has to come face to face with the Revenant Kung Lao. And then after nearly being beaten by the Revenant, you could have Kung Lao say something like, "You will always be weaker than Kung Lao," or something like, "You will never be the chosen one," something like that. And it makes Liu Kang not get angry, but more focused, like he's trying to prove himself. So now the tide has turned. He's kicking the ass of the Revenant to the point where the soul within the body says, "I will torment this body forever. You'll never have your precious Kung Lao back." Something like that. He disappears or something. And later on in the film, Liu Kang has to face Shang Tsung. So, long story short, you can have, again, Shang Tsung turn into Kung Lao to throw off Liu Kang. But in the end, Liu Kang defeats Shang Tsung so badly, he don't kill him. He almost wants to kill him, but he doesn't. It's like he shows some sort of pity on him. Shang Tsung has been weakened so much that the souls are fleeing from his body. And as they're fleeing from his body, the once young Shang Tsung that we see in the 2021 film starts to age, and age to where he looks like he is from the first game. And one of those souls is Kung Lao's soul. But it's like, you can have that ending where Kung Lao goes into his body and it's a happy ending. I'm going to leave that. I wouldn't even have that. I'd just have Kung Lao drift away, or like fly away or something like that. It's almost like a sleeping soul, like a dead soul, like it's used up all its energy to remain whole. Like I said earlier, only the strongest souls want to escape. So the soul's probably lacking the energy to awaken. It just needs to reunite with the body. As for Shang Tsung, he's almost dead. He's almost dead. And a portal opens. And you could say it's Shao Kahn's portal. And a few priests come through from Outworld as a withering Shang Tsung sticks out a hand and steals a bit of the soul of the priests, enough to escape through the portal. So Shang Tsung's not dead, he's just escaped. But he's old. Until the next film, where, he gets revived, if they follow the Mortal Kombat 2 game route. But the body, the revenant body of Kung Lao is collected, and I'm going to say at the end, when they're all like kind of like celebrating, but not, if you know what I mean, you can have on one side, on like like an altar, say it's like an altar, and you have the body, the revenant body of Kung Lao, and you have the floating soul on the other side of Kung Lao, and you could have either Raiden and Nightwolf doing their chants and their wizardry or whatever, and you slowly see the body of Revenant Kung Lao start to like bleed out the demon soul that's been defeated, and the body's starting to turn back to normal-ish as the soul is starting to Kung Lao's soul is starting to link back with the body of Kung Lao, and as it links back and there's a flash, it ends there, and it's the title screen. So it's doing that tease that he's coming back for the next film after that. That's how I would do this. So I don't know how you lot would like that, but this is how I would do it. I do like both ideas: Zombie Kung Lao or Revenant Kung Lao. Both of them could work either way, but if you really want an evil Kung Lao to fight Liu Kang, and you really want that battle, I would go with the Revenant, because it also lays the seeds for Quan Chi coming forward, as well as laying the seeds for Shinnok. So I'm edging more towards the Revenant, but I can hear cases for both. Both what I'd be fine with. I'm not biased either way with it, but if I had to pick one, I'd go with the Revenant. I'd go with the Revenant Kung Lao, purely because I think it's got more going for it going forward in terms of laying seeds for future films. If you have a zombie there, it's just going to be a straight up rehash of the Liu Kang storyline. And you can't really go forward with that. But with the Revenant, you can go forward because of the seeds of Quan Chi and Shinnok being there. So I'm going to edge towards the Revenant. It seems that Lu's Life seems to prefer that as well. Wicked. So yeah. So there you go. I don't know where to stretch this out for half an hour. I don't know what else to talk about. But well, actually, I could go into Liu Kang. Go into a bit of Liu Kang. He needs a good foot forward in the next film. I know there was a load of characters that they had to do in the movie, but now Liu Kang has to shine. He has to prove that he's the chosen one, a leader, and I'd have to see if Liu Ling could actually put it off. It's all down to him. Could he lead? Lou again says, I think it stands out a bit from zombies. With Marvel doing zombies, I think it needs to be different for moviegoers. You're right. Yeah, because you got Marvel zombies in the... Is it in the What If, or is it another spin-off? Is it like a Marvel Zombies, or is it a Marvel What If still? I don't know. I don't keep up to date with it. But yeah, Marvel have done zombies. DC have done zombies. Mortal Kombat have dipped their toe into zombies with Liu Kang. But yeah, do the Revenant. Bring that bit of story forward from later games. To lay that groundwork for the future, where you can have more Revenants. You know what's coming, so you know what to expect if someone dies and Quan Chi's involved. You know he's going to take their body and imbue it with a demon, and utilize their skills for himself. So yeah, if you're going to go down that route, there's definitely more possibilities with a Revenant version of Kung Lao. It lays the groundwork for future films for sure. Lou says it's a spin-off. Oh, okay. Wicked. So yeah, I think we're going to have to go with Revenant. So a Revenant Kung Lao with added with that extra cocky personality that the demon spirit picks up on. taking the mick out of Liu Kang and really demeaning him as he's beating him up. I think it's a good arc for Liu Kang. It's like Liu Kang could kill him, but he can't. He can't destroy the body. So what can he do? The only thing he could do is possibly knock him out, subdue him. And it's going to be hard for Liu Kang to do that to Revenant Kung Lao, who is meant to be the top dog of the Wushu Academy. So it's a nice what can you say? It's a good little story for Liu Kang leading up to the final battle. Liu Kang has a goal, and if you add Nightwolf in there, teaching Liu Kang that of the ways of the spirit still have been tethered to the body, it gives a certain time limit as well, that Liu Kang could show how desperate he is, but he has to remain in control. It could be a good thing for Liu Kang's character in the new film if they was to go through this route. Which I mean, they've already changed the way the story goes by bringing characters forward. Why not just dabble little bits and bobs here and there from future games and lay them seeds to really expand on in future movies? They could really do it. And I think it'd be welcomed. I think it would be welcomed because everyone wants Kung Lao back. But how would they get him back? That's the question. And hopefully, I've kind of explained that now, how I would do it. But how would you do it? I'm interested to see how other people would do this. So, let's see if we can get this out to the Mortal Kombat community and see if they can come up with anything different, if they can expand on my story more. But yeah, I think we've come to a conclusion that we'd go with the Revenant Kung Lao. So there we go. And if I come back on, ba-doom! Hello everybody! There we go. Revenant Kung Lao or Zombie Kung Lao. Definitely go with Revenant as it lays the groundwork for more of a path for future films. So there we go. I hope I've expressed that enough for you to understand it. I've kind of like done this without writing anything down. I've just been going through it in my mind for the past few weeks. How could I bring back Kung Lao that no one has thought of yet? Apart from saying, well, Shang Tsung's got the soul, just get the soul back. It's not as easy as that. It needs to be expanded on. Hopefully I've expanded on it. It's got your brains thinking, oh, that's a good idea. That could happen. This could happen. As well as laying groundwork for future movies. So let's see if Todd Gardner and writer Greg Russo, catches hold of this. If they haven't already written the script, you never know. But we know that scripts go through many, many changes before they're finalised. So let's throw that spanner in the works and share this to them if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. If I would want you to do it. It can't just be me. So let's throw the spanner in the works and get them to do something that will please the fans in a plausible way. Let's bring back Kung Lao in a plausible way that fans would go, yeah, that's good. That's a good way of bringing him back. And not just having the soul be released from Shang Tsung into the dead body of Kung Lao just to be revived. It is just boring. That's just boring to me. That's why I've done this today. You got two paths here. You got zombie, bring back as a zombie. The body is a zombie, or bring back the body as a revenant, laying the seeds. I think we're going to go with revenant. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to thank everyone for coming in. Thank you very much. I will think of something else for next time. I think I'm going to go with another what ifality. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to come up with another what ifality, and it's going to revolve around Shao Kahn. So you got that to look forward to. So thank you very much for coming, and your view is mine. Thank you very much. I will see you soon. Bye bye, everybody. See ya. Have a good one.